Hello friends and subscribers of the Tabletop Baseball channel, and anybody who is joining that isn't. This is Tenacious Earl, and this is going to be a Phillies 2008 game. I just want to first start off by adding, just putting something out here for everybody to understand. It won't take long. I think the last couple weeks I haven't been feeling, what would I say? I haven't been feeling so, I call myself Tenacious Earl only because that was the name of the league that I did last year based on it being 10 teams. Well, I guess I haven't been feeling so tenacious. I don't know what the deal is, but in any event, I think part of it is I was playing a game that having a lot of learning experiences doing, and just kind of like started to sort of take over my mentality as far as having a little bit of just not defeatist, just just sometimes things get to you after a while. You feel like you're sort of spinning your wheels. I mean, I'm starting another project. I already had two things that are just sort of like still in the early stages. This Phillies 2008 replay is pretty early. The other Tenacious League that was super advanced, based off of 2016, that was only like a couple series in. And so then I'm starting another one, and I'm having to learn a new game, and I think it was just starting to get to me. So, and then today I was chatting it up with Baseball Demos, and he gave me some information that maybe I may not be doing everything just right, because he got some clarification on a rule. And so, you know, like a lot of times I view, I don't want to get into too many details, but let's just say I'm putting that away for a little bit. I may have to start it over. I have to decide. I have to ingest some of what I saw and what I heard. And I'm going to leave the videos up just in case I just decide I'm going to play it the way that I had been playing it. But I want to get back to that which I am familiar with. Maybe it will make me feel a little more at ease, and so we'll see how that works out. Phillies, now granted, the Phillies have been playing poorly in this replay. This is as played, so the lineups are the same as they were set up in 2008. So we are 25, this is the 25th game. So this is the 25th game, April 26th. It's a night game. I still have to roll for the ballpark effects, or what weather effects, whatever you want to call them. But Phillies 11-13. They're a little behind their pace for that season, and Pirates are at 8-15 based on the so Stratomatic PC is simming the rest of the teams in the league, so that's where their record has come from. And so they're I should look and see how they're stacking up compared to real life. It'll come up here in a second once it decides to actually come up. Well, they were 9-15 at this point in real life, so they, or no, they were 9-15 after this game, so they're a game behind. So if they win this, they'll be right level. If they lose, like they should, because the Phillies in real life, if you can see here, they won 8-4. Oh, and there are my, I got to put those away. I forgot and left my History Maker dice in the hopper there. So let's do the weather effects. It is in Pittsburgh. It's a night game in April, so April night. We'll roll this to 15. So it's going to be bad conditions here. So the singles will be, got to remember how to do this. It's been a couple weeks. Eights, and then right-handers are going to get no ballpark home runs. Lefties will have a 30% chance. So pretty tough night here in Pittsburgh for everybody. And again, like I said, I've got to now recall everything that I was doing here. it's kind of tough when you get out of the groove, and so we are going to start with the lineups. So the Pittsburgh Pirates will have Matt Morris on the mound. Hi, Beatles. The Phillies will have Kyle Kendrick, as you can see right there. Kyle Kendrick. For the Phillies, their lineup on April 26, 2008 was Jason Worth in center, Greg Dobbs at third, Chase Utley second base, Ryan Howard at first, Pat Berlin left, Jeff Jenkins right, Chris Coast, backup catcher, getting the start in this game, Eric Bruntlett at short, and Kendrick, the pitcher, rounding it out. For the Pirates, they had Nate McLouth in center, Freddie Sanchez at second, Jason Bay in left, Adam LaRoche at first, Xavier Nady in right, Doug Minkiewicz at third, Ronnie Polino catching, Brian Bixler at short, and Matt Morris, as I said before, is pitching. So both teams choosing to use their reserve catcher. I believe Domit was the starter for the Pirates back then. So, and he started the last game. So Jason Worth will lead it off here. And a 2-2 against a righty. Or 2-4, sorry. 2-4. Worth will get a single. Slots it through, and that will be good. Now, again, I have to remember here. Morris is +6, Polino's +2, so Worth will have a really good chance to potentially steal here. He's going to try to get a jump. He needs a 7 on the D6s. When you total him, he gets a 5, so that's no good. But they are holding him, so you add 5 and subtract 4. That'll be a 1-13. They won't do that, but they will hit and run with Greg Dobbs here. Actually, let's not hit and run with Greg Dobbs. Greg Dobbs has a pretty good... You're welcome, Utah Mike. 210. Well, that's probably about as good as you'd get on a hit and run. The ground ball to second base, C. Moves the runner up. And with one out, we could try stealing, we could try to get a lead with Worth again at second. Now that he's moved up a base, but let's just go ahead and see if Utley can drive him home. 110. Ground ball to the pitcher. So will not advance on that, and that'll be Ryan Howard's opportunity to drive home Worth with 2 outs. In the top of the first, 5-10. Finally, something off Morris's card will help the Phillies. 5-10. And it is going to be a catcher X. Boy, if it was a 9 or an 11, it could have been a lot better. So the catcher is Polino, 3E6. And I got to get my charts out because I haven't used them in a couple weeks. So 3 and 6. Is a potential passed ball, and then 12 on the E6, not an error, but a potential passed ball based off of Morris's wild pitch rating. Correct? Yeah, I think that's correct. So that's let me double check here. Yeah. The way that you go off the catcher's pass ball rating is if it's the one, it's with the D6 on the regular roll. So instead we go off of the pitcher, and this could really help out the Phillies here. They'd be out of the inning if, but if it's a 1-14, but it's a 17, so that will not be one. It'll be a pop out to Polino, and that will end their half of the first. We're going to go move on to Pittsburgh, bottom of the first here, try and keep things moving. First off, I'd like to play a good game here, but also a relatively fast-paced game if I can. So Kendrick, a righty. Nate McLeod from the left side here, 4-8 against a lefty, and that's a single. Both teams grab leadoff singles. Kendrick +3, Coast +2, so it's going to be a +5 for the Pirates to steal as well. McLeod, well, with the righty Freddie Sanchez, they're going to try hitting and running here, so it's going to be an A hit and run because they're having to hold McLeod on. Well, how about that? Stacked them right up there. And it's a 4-5 for a righty, and that is a strikeout. So, I got to double check for a strikeout. I think you might have a batter miss his pitch. A or B, no, that's going to be a successful grounder to first base. So we will say 3-1, runner moves. So that'll bring up Jason Bay, who had a really good game the last time around. 5-6 against a righty, and a single to center. And the Phillies' bad luck continues. It's running over from the history maker game last night. McLeod with his 16 speed. He was being held on at second, so that makes him a 15. And center field Worth -2 arm makes him 1-13. They will hold up McLeod at third base with less than 2 outs, and see if Adam LaRoche can drive him in with a sac fly, or maybe continue their hot hitting here in the first 3 batters. And a lefty 5-8, and that's a single, and that's going to score McLeod 1-0 around to third bay, and pays off for the Pirates, not sending McLeod there and potentially getting him run out of this inning. And a 2 on the D20 means we check. Oh, I got to look back here. So with the batter, 2 is potentially, and we go off the white die as a 1 is a balk rating. 1-2 for Kendrick on the balk. No balk, so we re-roll 6s. 6-6 against a righty, and 6-6 is trouble. 1-4 a double. It's a 10. Single 2-star. Another run's going to score. It's 2-0 Pirates, as they just keep stringing singles here. Phillies not playing in. They were trying to get double play. Nady, not a stealer. So first and third, still 1 out. They'd still like to get a double play ball. Minkavich, 2 runs across already. And a 6-5 against a lefty. And big time trouble here for the Fightins. Although Minkavich, weak power, so that will be of some help. 14-20 would be a double. The rest are singles. That's a single. With 2 stars, so it's gonna again 4 straight singles here. 5 out of the first 6 get on base, and the Phillies are immediately in a 3-0 hole. All right, they need to get off that 6 column. Ronnie Polino, and a 6 column again. 6-8 against a righty. A ground ball to third base B. Again, they're playing. Could have been thinking about playing in there, but I didn't say it, so we're not going to do it. 5-4, fielder's choice. Going to score another run. It's 4-0. RBI for Polino. And so now Polino at first, 2 outs. 4 runs across. Here's Bixler. And a 6-7 against a righty. Again, line out to short. Seems like this D6 right here may be stacked somehow. So 4-0. Already a crap show for the Phillies, and Matt Morris is the guy that should be getting hit around, and instead it is, so far, it has been Kyle Kendrick. Pat Burrell at the plate, 5-8 against a righty. That's a single. So, Pat Burrell, yeah, he's not going to be running anywhere. Jeff Jenkins, 6-7, another 6 against a lefty, 6-7. Ground ball to second base, X. This could be a double play. Second baseman, Freddie Sanchez, 2-8. 2-12. That's G1. That's double play ball for sure. Now we got a 6 with the E8. Is that going to help the Phillies? Nope. Just like that, they snuff it out with the old 4-6-3. Jenkins useless in that situation. Chris Coast. And a 1-4 ground ball to second. He would have hit into a double play as well. So, Phillies, no signs of life yet. Actually been in a bit of a funk here lately. They're gonna lead off, the Pirates will, with Matt Morris at the plate. Pitcher's hitting card number 4. 5-5. He's batting from the right side, so 5-5, ground ball to short. Bruntlett 3E21. And he's going to get to that one. And 6 and 8 is 14 and 21. It's going to be a good play for out number 1. Nate McLeod singled and scored. Started off. Oh. All right, re-roll. It fell off the table. 4-6 against a lefty. Second base X. That's Utley. Utley 2E14. 2-20 and 14-8. No error, and yeah, the 20 is going to be just. It's a no-brainer. So with 2 outs, Freddie Sanchez. 2-7, and he gets a 2-out single off of Kyle Kendrick. No chance of him trying to run Jason Bay 1 for 1. 2-4. And a ballpark home run chance, but he is a righty. So the ballpark home run is a 0 for righty, so that's going to be a fly ball to left field, and that will end it. No runs for the Pirates in the bottom of the second. 4-0. They're on top. Kendrick trying to steady the ship. And the Phillies offense trying to figure out what the heck's going wrong. Bruntlett against a righty, 4-6. A 1-16, a double. Good way to start if they can get that. And it's a 16 right on the money. So that'll give Kendrick the chance to pull out a bunt stick here and see if he can knock the runner over. Actually, we're going to roll all of them. So he is a bunter. They're going to be playing with the infield in, so he becomes a B bunter. And B6 is a defense roll. So Pirates could try to get Bruntlett. He's at 14. Let's see. It's a defense. We subtract 4 from... oh, so it's the pitcher. His rating is 3, so you take 14 minus 4, so 10, plus, so a 1-13 chance that Bruntlett is safe at third. If they try to throw over there, they're going to take their out at first. So 1-3. We'll say the first baseman had a time to retreat and make the play. Pittsburgh with a 4-run lead. Probably not thinking about being too aggressive here in trying to let a big inning come about. Jason Worth, 5-12 against a righty. Ground ball to first, X. So first base is Adam LaRoche. 3. They're playing the infield back, so 3 E10. 3 and a 12 for the first baseman. So G2. And then 9 with the E10 at first base. Not an error. So the question is, does the runner come home? What did I say that was? G2 with a runner at third. Runner advance. So that will score the run. Not an easy play there for... I just changed my scoring method. I kind of go back and forth with whether I fill in or whether I use a dot. I started using a dot, so I will stick with a dot. So an RBI for Worth, 4-1 now. Greg Dobbs, nobody on. 2-8, and a ground ball short. Ends the inning. 4-1. Kendrick's going to try and get through another inning here. They just strung some hits together there in the first. Singles galore. And that's the way you keep doing it. 5-8 is a single for LaRoche. He's 2 for 2. The middle row is coming up for Kendrick, as it should, but he's not. He could have a little better luck here than what he's got. Nady, 5-4 against a righty. So ground ball to short. Bruntlett turn, get it to Utley quick enough to turn it. He's 3 E21, and with Nady at the plate, it would have been Utley who'd have his role diminished, or his defensive rating diminished. So 3 and 16 is G1. That's good, and a 10 on the E21 should not be a problem. Nope. So that is going to be a 6-4-3. Big help for the Phillies there, getting 2 for the price of 1. Minkiewicz, against a lefty, 5-12, draws a walk. Brings up Ronnie Polino. Kendrick just cannot keep himself out of trouble, and so here is the 2 and a 3 is another balk roll. We have to see if it's 1 or 2 on the re-roll. It's not. 3-2, that's going to help Kendrick, because that's going to be a ground ball to second base. So through 3, 4-1. What? Huh? Okay, so we are going to the 4th. The heart of the order here, Utley, Howard, Burrell. These are the guys that ought to spur any kind of comeback that they can do here. 3-2, it's a ground ball to second. Unlucky. Ryan Howard, so Freddie Sanchez makes the play on that one. 6-2 against a lefty, walk. That's quite... It's not necessarily Ryan Howard's strong suit, but he'll take that. Pat Burrell, they'd love to get that 2-column, 2-6 or 2-10 or something, although the 10's not going to help him. Oh, no! I shouldn't have said 210. 210, that's a ballpark home run, and for a righty, that is just a long fly ball here in Pittsburgh on this day. Oh. 2 outs. Here comes Jeff Jenkins. 6-6 against a lefty, and that is going to be a fly ball B. Against a lefty, we will call that to right, and I assume that's correct. That will be at, they'll be out of the inning. 4-1, bottom of the fourth. Let's keep going. Bixler against Kendrick. This should be an out. 6-8 against a righty, and yeah, just barely. Dobbs throws to first. Here's Matt Morris. He's got a good hitter's card here for as far as pitchers go. 4-4 against a righty. Why am I saying against? I sound like a Canadian or something. I think I was listening to Buffalo Sports Talk, and they had a hockey reporter from Canada on. So Worth, fly ball center field. 3 for center field with a 13 is an F2. Nobody on base, doesn't really make a difference anyway. The question is, will 9 come up for the E3, and that's not going to come up. So Y2J, I don't know what Y2J is, but so Nate McLouth, we don't need the D20 on this roll. 2-5 and a walk. Kendrick cannot avoid with 2 outs. So I was saying Kendrick can't avoid giving up some kind of a base runner. 4 or 5, we're going to try to get a lead for him. It's a 2, so he does not get a good lead. Now +5 means okay, 1 to 13 chance he's going to take it. And he is safe on the stolen base. So Sanchez with a chance now to drive him home. 5-5 against a righty. Ground ball to short. That will be Bruntlett. They're having what's going on out here? So I don't think I rolled for the shortstop X. It was Bruntlett, and I had to decide here. Sanchez a righty, so he'll still be 3 E21. Oh, and it's a 4. 3 and a 4. That's a single 1 star. So as long as there's no error with an 8 on the E21. Only a single with 1 base advance, so Jason Bay, his turn to try and get one off of Kendrick here. 3-7, and he strikes out, thankfully, for the Phillies. And I'll tell you, I have tried my darndest to not sound like a homer, but gosh darn it, I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to sound like a homer. If you don't like it, you can hit the dislike button like other people do. I don't really care at this point. It's not going to bother me. Phillies need all the help they can get. I'm not going to play like a homer, but I will talk like one. So Chris Coast, 5-10 against a righty. Catcher X, can't get any kind of help there. That could have been 1 less. It would have been a big help, but instead You get the old 20 on the catcher. On any, you don't get any 1s or 2s or 3s on the X chances for Pittsburgh. You get the 20s, and what the 20s are going to lead you to on the catcher chart. For Paulino and a 3, it's going to be a G2. Nobody on base, it really doesn't make a difference anyway. So, E6 and 12. Couldn't have been an error. 1 out. Top of the 5th. Again, it is 4-1 Pirates. Eric Bruntlett. Should be Jimmy Rollins, but I guess that's what happened in real life. We're going with that. And, Matt Morris continues his Cy Young impression. Fly ball to center X. It's going to be McLeod, who is a 1E1, so you might as well put, the best center fielder of all time out there. So, I don't even have to look at that. Let's check it. E1. There's no way a 6 is there. Yeah. 2 outs. Kendrick up, and since he has steadied the ship, and we've kind of eaten up some of the Phillies' bullpen recently, we will let him hit here. 2-6. Strikes out, and so far 3 hits for the Phillies. Real strong outing against the reincarnation of every great pitcher since the 1920s. So Matt Morris. You see this here, right? He can't, Kendrick is getting this crap on his card. And this crap on his card. And guess who isn't? Matt freaking Morris. He's getting, when he gets the 4, 5, 6, he gets these little fellers. So, kudos to him. He'll face the next team and get bludgeoned. Alright, so LaRoche going to lead off the bottom of the 5th here. 4-1 Pirates. And again, 5-8 against a lefty. Here you go, 5-8 single. Like I said, you couldn't hit 5-4. You got to hit 5-8 because that's just the way it's going. I just saw a comment and I didn't get a chance to fully digest it. Apologies for that, Kendrick. I think it was something about starting a video, and that's great. Give it a whirl. Hit by pitch. Hit by the pitch. So tried to help this bullpen out and not use him too much, and instead Kendrick goes and gives up a single, hits a man. Here's Minkiewicz. Tempted to try bunting with him. But he does have a decent 3 column there. And he hits the 3 column. 3-4. He might get a home run out of this. 1-9. 3-run home run. Is that on the dish? Nope, that's a double. LaRoche will come in to score. Nady to third, and they will hold him since there's no outs. And the Phillies are going to have to get somebody up and working in the bullpen here. And it's going to be Ryan Madsen. They'll give Kendrick another batter here, Paulino. Second and third, nobody out. Playing the infield in now. They got to try and cut runs off at the plate. 2-10 and a walk. And that is going to be it for Kyle Kendrick. I've seen enough. And it's going to be Madsen. He's going to try to get him out of this jam. Kendrick has put him into a real pickle. Madsen can go 2 innings, and it's going to be a straight swap here. So, oh, I forgot. I've been doing this. It helps conserve some space. So he'll be Z. All right. So Kendrick goes 4 innings, and doesn't get anybody out in the 5th. It's just a complete travesty. He's given up at least 5 runs that are earned. And here is, hi Al. Bixler will be up here. They're going to play the infield in. And C bunter. They're going to trying to decide whether to try the squeeze play here. Let's just go ahead and roll it out. 5-9 against a righty. Ground ball to short X. So infield in here. So let's see how this works. Bruntlet 3E21. So where it really gets nutty here is going to be if you get in where these hashtags are, whatever you want to call them. And it's a 10, which gets him out of that. It's a G2. And 14 on the E21. No error. So let's see. Infield in G2. Base is loaded. So that's a force. No. Yeah, well, it's a leader. So that means that the leader is out at home. Correct? Leader. That lead runner's out. So that'll be 6-2. Everybody moves up a bag. Fielder's choice. And with Morris at the plate, he is a C bunter. Now they will they're going to try a squeeze play here. So you can, I assume you can. Well, it's, I guess you can't really. I'm not sure if this. I don't know if you can. Yeah, I'll tell you what. It's going to get too complicated. Let's just let him hit. He's got a pitcher's hitting card number 4. 4-9 against a righty. Uh-oh. That's how it's going for the Phillies. 4-20 double. It's a single because he's a weak hitter. So, but it's going to be 2 stars. 2 runs are going to come across. To third goes Bixler, and the misery continues for the Phillies. And you can stuff your Go Buck stuff, so there you go. All right, 3 runs across. It's now 7-1. Madsen can't do it. McLeod. They will play. Well, doesn't matter because we're going off the D20 is a 2. It was struck long ago. It's another balk chance. 1-4 would be a balk. No balk. So now let's again reset this defense. Where are they? Hey guys, I have to. I'm gonna have to put this away for a while. So I'll be back in a little while to finish this game. Dinner time and just the way it goes. So thanks for watching. No offense to anybody, just having fun with this. So enjoy.